for a lot of the skaters as you move through this weekend. Again, not to create Jordan Stoll's mania, but it is his home track. It is his home state, and he is, after all, the best speed skater on the planet right now. But he's not running away with all of these wins. He's winning them nevertheless. He's earning them with big last laps. I mean, he has not backed into any of these, but Yenning DeBow is getting close. We will see DeBow and the pair prior to Stoll's tonight in the 1,000. DeBow beaten last week by 15 hundredths in the 1,000, lost by 2 100ths in the 500 meters. And he put down an amazing first lap in the 1,000 last week, 23:92. It's a supersonic full lap in the 1,000. And DeBow knows he is getting close. He's gaining a lot of confidence, but he said in the days leading up to Milwaukee, it just makes me eager to be this close. I just want to beat him, is what he was quoted as saying. And we'll have his chance later tonight. Bergsma skating with the lead. Opening pair of the men's 5,000. Four laps to come. Another sub-30 for York. World Cup season will resume in Poland in about 3 weeks' time, and then wrap up in Heerenveen in the Netherlands toward the end of February. Then you get the World Championship single distance in Hamar in the middle of March. The season is beginning to wind down. As a matter of fact, the World Junior Championships are next weekend in Italy. Look at York. 2 laps left. A 29.82 on that lap for Bergsma. Track record, Casey Dawson of the United States, set in November of last year, so just a couple of months ago, of 6:15.61. Bill Vanderpool has the world record of 6:01.56. It was Vanderpool's world record in the 10,000 meter that was broken last week by the Italian Giotto. 29.77 for Bergsma, so continues to stay below 30. So here comes Bergsma through the back straight. And the final corner now for Bergsma. Works that corner, both arms come off the back. He is laboring to the finish. The track record 6:15.61, and it's been reset. That is a track record for Jorn Bergsma. 6:14.28. Well, just as we saw on the women's side, track record fell in the opening pair and continued to fall several more times. So Bergsma, a 6:14.28. HNO finished at 6:25.28. So 11 full seconds behind. Bergsma has been as low as 6:06 and change in this 5K. So that is an excellent time for him out of the B division last week, and now a track record in Milwaukee. Pair 2. Patrick Beckert, 4-time Olympian from Germany. And there is Wu Yu out of China, 27 years of age. He's also out of the B division from last week, finished 7th, but promoted here to the A division in Milwaukee. Beckert 11th last week in Calgary. Three-time world's bronze medalist at the 10,000 meter. 2015, 2017, and again in 2020. And you had a top 8 finish at the world single distance of the 10K a year ago. He's currently ranked 19th. 29-24 for Beckert on that first full lap. 29-42 for Wu. Peter Kongshagen of Norway claimed the B division of 5,000 earlier today. Told you that Kralova of Czech Republic won both the B division of the women's 3,000 and the women's 1,000. And Markania of Poland took the men's 1,000 meter in the B division. Beckert has been around for a while. 34, veteran of 4 Olympic Games. Vancouver was his first back in 2010. Sochi, Pyeongchang, Beijing. 29.73 lap for Wu. See that straight on look. Not many empty seats here in Milwaukee. We're expecting sellouts each of these 3 days. As of today, there were a couple of dozen tickets remaining across the entire weekend. Wu on the right, Beckert on the left. 29.8 for Wu. Inside 2 seconds of Bergma's track record. Beckert's splash is a little bit wide out of that corner. And with now 6 laps to go, Beckert picks up a little bit of time on Wu. A tightly contested pair 2. It's a 3,000 meter split. Wu stays below 30 seconds at 29.91. Bergsma over the course of his entire race, every single lap was below 30 seconds. Wu has just now arrived sub 30. Beckert goes below 30. Wu nose is above it. Beckert picks up about a quarter second. Tight race. 1,400 separating these two as Beckert on the crossover goes to the outer. Wu kind of holding the line on the inner. Tight against the edge, and here comes Wu. Come now toward 3 laps to go. Identical laps of 30.15. Still about 3.5 seconds shy of Bergsma, however. Two laps left. And Beckert just edging past Wu with about 2.5 laps remaining. Becker trying to tap the accelerator a little bit to at least claim his pair. Again, even if it's not a top 3 finish, maybe top 5, but those World Cup classification points matter to stay up in this A division. And Becker picks up 6/10 on that last lap, and he's almost a full second clear on Wu. Back straight, there's Becker finishing on the inner. Bergsma 6:14.28. That's not going to be touched here by Becker. So Bergman will be safe through 2 pairs. And the final time is 6:18.15 for Patrick Becker. Wu 6:19.42. So Bergsma, your leader through 2 of the 8 pairs of the men's 5,000. Now quickly to the ice for the third pair. There's been one of the big surprises on the men's World Cup circuit this year. That's Timothy Lubino of France. 2 times now he has broken away in the mass start and claimed gold. Did so in Calgary last week as well. And Felix Mali of Germany, 30-year-old, who won the B division in Calgary. Lubino finished second. And each promoted to the A division this weekend. Lubino, not a guy many people expected, especially in that opening World Cup event, to break away and then put away the field. I mean, it was a no contest once he broke away. We saw that event in Nagano, the first World Cup event of the year. And then did it again in Calgary last week. Nobody could catch up with him. He was always up near the front to get those extra interval points. Lubino now has claimed the mass start twice on the men's side. Read a little bit about him leading up to this weekend in Milwaukee, and talking about that mass start success he's had. Like, I'm a random guy. I mean, whatever feels right to me, he's going to give it a shot. He doesn't race by any kind of blueprint. But the pages he has flipped to over the course of this year have been perfect. So now we see Lubino in an individual event in the A division. We'll see how he handles himself here in Milwaukee in the 5K. His hero is the current world record holder in this event. There's Vanderpool. Set the record about 3.5 years ago. Now, meanwhile, Felix Mali of Germany, 30 years of age. He's a police athlete in Germany, so he does have some time, although being a civil servant as he will be, is a kind of a lifetime appointment. Still time to train and get on the ice and compete here in the World Cup. But the time he won the B division with last week, 12:43.42, again, that was in the 10,000 meter. That would have finished 6th had that time been posted by him in the A division, but again, he was relegated to the B division, but that was an impressive time by Felix. So he's in pretty good form as he comes into this weekend in Milwaukee, as Lubino continues to set the pace. 29.3 lap. Look at Felix. Both of his parents were speed skaters. And Felix following in their footsteps. Lubino still about a half second to the good on Bergsma. This is pair 3 of 8. Well, we know about the breakaway speed and the mass for Lubino. Can he carry the speed on the ice in a pairing here with Felix Mahle of Germany? So far, so good. Lubino has been as quick as 6:07 in his career in this race. He now is almost a second ahead of Bergsma's time. 29:37 lap for Lubino, 29:41 for Mahle. For Lubino here, you don't need to worry about 15 or 18 other skaters behind you. To pace yourself out and be as even as you can with 5 laps left. Mahle picks up about 3/10 and he's closing in on Lubino. Looks like Mahle was trying to make this a back half race for him. 4 laps to come. Lubino reclaims 3/10 on that lap. And he's up about a second on Felix Mahle. Tongue hanging out a little bit for Lubino. Lubino still in very good position here to be on top through 3 pairs. We saw in the women's 3000 what that last lap can do. It looked like Weekman was going to ease her way past Lola Brigida with even a mediocre last lap, but she hit the wall out of nowhere and wound up 1,300 short. And Lubino, he's sub 29 on that lap, 28.94 for Lubino. That was the fastest lap so far of anybody. And the bell rings for Lubino on another sub 29. Firing forward on these last couple of laps, and this is the final one for Lubino. Coach appears pleased on the ice as he flashes by him one last time. It has been a surprising World Cup season for the 28-year-old from France, Timothy Lubino. He's up out of the B division last week, and he is about to take the lead in the A division of the men's 5K, and he will do it in track record time. 6:09.61 for Lubino. He loves it. He is in love with that time. You always know where he is emotionally when you see him. Lubino finished 28.9, 28.8, 29.2. So that is a track record time. Oh, yes. This sport could use a lot more emotion like that, right? He is saluting anybody who is appreciating the effort. Timothy Lubino. Time for pair number 4. Nicola Malfatti of Italy and Marcel Bosker. Marcel's mom, a Dutch all-around champion. Marcel, 28 years old. Malfatti had a personal best in the 10K last week. Well, Lubino gets to sit on the infield for a little while as the leader. And this is turning out to be a coming out season for the Frenchman. All these skaters, while the World Cup certainly matters in terms of points and rankings and money, they're all really targeting the World Championships coming up in about, 6 weeks. So round into form, get ready, because that's where the rubber really meets the road. And for a guy like Lubino, great to see him jump on the scene here this year. And you can really get the payoff if he can follow through and deliver with this kind of result at the World Championship. Oscar 29.10, Malfatti 29.06. Pair number 4 of 8 on the men's 5,000.
Currently second and third on the ice,
28.86 for Malfatti. We'll see the former track record holder, Casey Dawson of the United States. He's next. Sedion Blowman will be his pairmate. Eisinger 6, Fish and Eicherman 7, and then Giotto and Snellick in the final pair of the men's 5K. A couple low 29s on that lap. Malfatti at the World Single Distance last year had an 8th place finish. Currently ranked 10th. You see him on the right side of your screen for Italy. Malfatti at 28.7. Your leader at this stage of the race. Oscar seems like he's been around the sport forever. He's 28. Malfatti at 29.0. Bosker gains about 2/10 on that last lap. Finally got on the podium with those 2 match start gold medals. He had never been on a podium before. Gold Nagano, gold in Calgary. And he knows the heavyweights are on the way. Perhaps a podium finish for Lubino. 6:09.61 his time. Again, 6 seconds faster than Casey Dawson's track record set here a couple of months ago. Right now, both Malfatti and Bosker are faster than Lubino was at this stage by about a second and a third. The 29.6 right there, still hanging on out ahead of Lubino's time. And again, Lubino came in hot the last couple of laps. Look at this matchup across the ice. Malfatti and Bosker. 2 laps to go. Bosker throws a 29.44, and now Malfatti has fallen off the pace a bit of Lubino. See if Marcel Bosker can bring it home. There's the bell. And Bosker now, for the first time since the race began, slightly behind Lubino. Bosker at 29.14. So down the final back straight. Lubino's final lap was at 29.2. So here's Bosker digging around that corner. He'll finish in the outer. 6:09.61 is Lubino's time. This will be tight, and he gets it. 6:08.98. The last lap did it for Marcel Bosker. 28.65 got him in. 6:08.98. And that is a few hundredths off of a personal best for Marcel Bosker, but it's good enough to put him on top. 8/100ths the difference between Bosker's personal best and that race, but he came in big, and by 63/100ths he overtakes the lead over Lubino. Well, now I imagine we'll get our first huge cheer in this building since the World Cup returns for the first time in 20 years. Here's the first American on this ice in the A division tonight, Casey Dawson. And the Dawson family in attendance. Ted-Jan Bloemen, 38-year-old Olympic champion, former world record holder. And Casey Dawson, the Olympic bronze medalist for Team USA in the team pursuits in Beijing, just saw his track record smashed a few times. See if Dawson can take it back. Here's Marcel Bosker right now. The time to beat, 6:08.98. And Casey Dawson will be elevated by the crowd every time he comes down the home straight. You can believe that. Dawson had just a terrific race last week in the 10K. He was as good as he's been at that distance. Finished 7th, set a personal best. But he was at the top of the leaderboard about halfway through the 10K. I mean, he put himself in position for maybe a podium finish. And instead of Giotto, the teenager Gilek and Sander Eitrin will push Dawson down to 5th. Let's see how Dawson fares on his home ice. And again, with Gilek not here, if Dawson can put together a really good performance, there might be a spot on the podium for him here at Milwaukee. We'll see how this plays out. 29.1 on that lap for Dawson, 29.21 for Ted-Jan Bloemen. Now you go back to last week if you were with us in the 10K. Ted-Jan Bloemen was ahead of world record pace in that 10,000 meter about halfway through. But then the final about 4,000 meters of that race were very atypical for Ted-Jan. And he wound up, instead of chasing a potential world record, he finished 10th. So we'll see how the body holds up in this shorter race this week, because about the 5,000 meter mark last week, he was right in contention. Dawson is going at a comfortable cadence. Content where he is right now. Ted-Jan goes sub-29 again. And Bloemen is about a second ahead of Dawson at this stage. Nice draft for Dawson. Right now it is Bosker, Lubino, and Malfatti, the top three. This is pair 5. 3 more pairs remain. Ted-Jan on that lap at 29.1. Dawson goes 29.2. So you're about halfway through this race. Oscar, your current leader. And now is around the time when you would expect to see Casey Dawson knife into that deficit of both the leader of Bosker and also Bloman, the leader in this pair. And Dawson does go 28-9, so he's beginning to find another gear. It's a healthy draft right there from Ted Yan. And the crowd, once again, will feed some extra energy into the gills of Casey Dawson. Ted Yan throws down a 28-9, picks up 3 tenths on Dawson. And the coaching staff at Team USA wants to see, I think, probably a little more urgency here from Dawson at this stage. Handful of laps remaining, still yet to make a serious run at it. And Ted Yan still holding his lead. He picks up another 10th on Dawson, and Bloman right now is pacing ahead of Bosker. And Dawson about 3/4 of a second behind. And again, last week in Calgary, Ted Yan was looking like a mountain at around the 4,600 to 5,000 meter mark. And he's doing it again here. 28.93 for Ted Yan, looking very strong. Dawson falling off the pace. And Ted Yan looking very good. And Dawson beginning to lose touch with Ted Yan. And climb his way back into it. 2 laps to go. Ted Yan's lap time 29.3, a 28.9 for Dawson. That'll help. Dawson now in his second position, and he's gaining ground now on Ted Yan. And here comes the American Casey Dawson with a massive draft on Ted Yan. We're going to hear the bell. We're going to hear the fans in Milwaukee, and Casey Dawson is going to try to hunt down Ted Yan Bloman in this final lap. There's the bell. Dawson picks up a half second. He needs to pick up about 6 tenths on this last lap. This is going to be tight. Will Bloman find the wall again? And does Dawson have one more gear? He'll finish on the inner. Here's Dawson spinning out of the final corner. Dawson making a move. There's the blow-by Ted Yan Bloman. It is the American Casey Dawson. Bosker's time, 6:08.98. And Casey Dawson gets his track record back. 6:07.93. Big Herculean finish by Dawson. And he is your new leader with 3 pairs left. He set a track record here about 3 months ago. He resets it by almost 8 seconds tonight. And again, it was an intersection of Ted Yan hitting a bit of a wall around the 4,600 meter mark, but more so Casey Dawson finding 6th gear. A 6:07.93 for Dawson. And again, you go back to Calgary last week. He was seemingly in pretty good shape to maybe sneak onto the podium. He's in that same position here again tonight. And there's Bart Swings of Belgium, Chris Huizinga of the Netherlands. Fish and Eitrim next. Gelto and Snellick will close it out. Well, that electrified the crowd. Act 1. Wait until Brittany Bowe hops on the ice. Kimmy Getz hops on the ice. Manganello, and then Stoltz and McLeod and Stoppelmore. So there's Bard Swings in the white and yellow skin suit on the inner. Olympic champion In the mass start in Beijing. Heisinger rounded in very good form over the last few weeks. 6th last weekend in Calgary in the 10K. Here to the background, that is now announced as an unofficial national record for Casey Dawson in the 5,000 meters, 6:07.93. So Dawson is now your leader. And now you have 6 of the top 7 ranked distance men's skaters between you and the podium. Swing's known a whole lot more for his uncanny ability to win mass starts, more so than individual kind of distance events like this. So curious to see how he fares. He's ranked number 7. And Heisinger getting back into shape, back into form. And when he's right, he is near the top. 28.8 on that last lap for Heisinger. Women's and men's 1,000 meter are on deck. 2 more pairs following this one. Right now, American Casey Dawson is your leader in the clubhouse. Low 29s for both Swings and Heisinger. Sixth place finish last week for the Dutchman. His form was very good. Heisinger, the European Championships in the 5,000. Took bronze behind Eitram and Snelling. We will see those two coming up across the final 2 pairs. Six laps to go. Another low 29 for Heisinger. Those last 3 laps by Casey Dawson went 28.8, 28.6, 28.2 to close. So watch how those numbers compare to the likes of Eitram and Fish and Giotto, Snelling. 29.1 for Heisinger, 29.5 for Bart Swings. Two hands in the back of Heisinger the entire race. Adopted this new approach a couple of years ago. Notice it initially in the last few laps of these long distance races, the 5K, the 10K, found that his lap times were faster later in the race when he did not use the right arm to help churn him out of the corners. And he'll need a couple of quick lap times here. 3 laps to go, 29.9. Swings picks up a quarter second. Heisinger still running about a second and a quarter ahead. But again, these last 3 laps, these were the big ones put down by Dawson. All 3 in the 28s, and the last lap was 28.2. So Heisinger is going to need to find another level here. We'll check this lap time of 30.5. That is not going to get it done. That is a big decline for Heisinger. And that's going to give Bart Swings an opportunity to maybe win this pair. So there's the crossover. Heising a bleeding time. And coming up now on 2 laps to go. We'll see how Heising's lap compares. If it's another 30, he's pretty much out of it here. It's a 30.6. So the last lap now coming up. 6:07.93 is going to be safe for Casey Dawson here. Now the question is, will Swings be able to track down the Dutchman to win this pair? Swings will finish on the inner. And this will be tight. And Swings does go past him. And Swings a couple of glides away from winning pair 6. And he does a 6:12.34. 6:12.98 for Heisinger. So that is outside the top 3 for each of those. Swings 6th. Heisinger 8th. That'll give you an idea just how impressive the last 3 laps were by Casey Dawson. And Heisinger was inside Dawson's number until he got to the final 1,200 meters. Dawson went one way faster, and Heisinger slowed down to a crawl. So Dawson still on top. Bloman and Bosker second and third. Look at Casey Dawson texting, maybe checking some messages after an excellent race. And now pair 7, one more to go after this one. Graham Fish, the world champ of the 10K a few years ago. World bronze last year at the 10,000. And here is Sander Eitram, who took bronze in Calgary last week. Eitram, the European all-round champion just a few weeks ago. The only event at the Euros that Eitram won was the 5,000. But he finished second in the 1,500, second in the 10,000. It was the all-round champion over Peter Kodsog of Norway and Bo Snelling. So Casey Dawson guaranteed no less than a 5th place finish, but there's a reason to get greedy now. And he will earn whatever finish he gets, because these are the big dogs in the 5,000 meter on the men's side. Fish is ranked 5th. Eitram is ranked 2nd. And then you have Giotto, who just set a world record last week in the 10K. And Snelling, who's ranked 3rd, coming up in the final pair. Time's been quick here in Milwaukee, but not everybody is going quick. It would take a near personal best for either Fish or Eitram in this pair to take the lead away from Dawson. Casey Dawson for the United States. He's been on World Cup podiums several times. Matter of fact, 8 times over his career, but they all have been part of team pursuits. He has not been on a World Cup podium individually yet. Eitram, 28.6. Took the bronze last week in the 10K. He's behind Giotto and Gillick. Another 28.65 for Eitram. These are lap times that Eitram has thrown down the last 2. Faster than only Dawson's fastest lap was the last lap of that race, and that's the only lap that has been faster than what we've seen Eitram put down the last couple. Is he going to be 28.6, 28.7 again? Sure enough, 28.76. Will he get a thumbs up from his coach? Yes, he will. Yeah, he's liking the pace right now. Eitram looking very strong so far. 28-8 for Sander. Still 3+ seconds ahead. Fish 29-44. 11th at this stage for Graham Fish. Eitram racing against himself here. One more pair to go. It's Giotto and Snelling. Both hands came off the back momentarily for Sander Eitram. One comes down as he swings after a 28-64. Pacing beautifully is Sander Eitram here. Well, there's good news, bad news for Casey Dawson. That's the bad news right there. That shot of Sander Eitram at a 28-67 lap. The good news is Graham Fish is having an off race, which should mean Dawson is guaranteed no worse than 4th. And if Giotto or Snellick have an off race, Dawson would get on a podium for the first time in his World Cup career individually. But right now, this is looking entirely like Sander Eitram's not only pair, but maybe nights. He's going to be putting down a big number for Giotto to chase down. 28-87 for Sander Eitram. And he's about 4.5 seconds ahead of Casey Dawson. Teasing his way around that corner. 2 laps to go for Sander Eitram. 29 now for the first time for Eitram. Still a healthy lead on Dawson, but it's a race against the clock here for Sander, knowing who is on deck in the final pair with Snellick, but most notably Davide Giotto. Eitram, the 22-year-old, will hear the bell. And the lap time, 28.7. He's back below 29. Oh, applause from his coach on the ice. A negative split from the previous lap to that one. Thumbs up one more time. The final back straight for Eitram. 6:07.93 is the number by Dawson. That's a foregone conclusion. But how low will the Norwegian go? Sander Eitram churning down the home straight. Here's the time, and it's 6:04.74. And there is your leader in the men's 5K with one pair to go. And Graham Fish, an 11th place finish with one pair left. So Casey Dawson right now second. And that is a personal best and another new track record here in the men's 5K. 6:04.74 for Sander Eitram. There is a nervous Casey Dawson. Gold will not be his, but will there be a ceremony for the American here in a matter of moments? Final pair, Davide Giotto set a massive world record last week in Calgary in the men's 10K. And Bo Snelling, 23-year-old from the Netherlands. Eitram has won a couple of 5,000-meter World Cup golds in his career. Beijing earlier this year, and then back in Poland a couple of years ago. So he is in the lead, a 6:04.74 as Giotto and Snelling take the ice. If you didn't see Giotto's race last week in Calgary, breaking Niels van der Poel's world record by, it felt like about 3 minutes. It was a a demonstrative destruction of the world record. Go back and watch it. And again, it was a race that back in Germany in the fall, he had a world record time, but it was not recognized officially. So he had to wait a few more months, but he set it officially last week, and he's out to a 28:13 in the first full lap. So Eitrim at 6:04, Dawson 6:07.9. Ted-Jan Bloemen right now is third, so he's on the podium bubble, 6:08.65. Giotto out quickly at 28.65. Snellick 28.68. For Casey Dawson, there's nothing you can do right now. You're hoping you may have your first ever individual World Cup podium. You know, I have probably the best distance men's speed skater on the track who, unless there's a fatal mistake on the ice for Giotto, he's likely going to finish ahead of Dawson. Then the question becomes on Bo Snellick. Will Snellick get underneath the time of Dawson, or will Dawson squeeze into that bronze position here? There's a look at Giotto. Coming down the home straight of the 1,800 meter mark. His splits on that lap of 28.6, 28.89 for Snellick. Pretty good time for Bo. Sander Eitrim right now is your leader, 6:04.74. The world record, just in case you're wondering, is 6:01.56. Vanderpool set that about 3 1/4 years ago. There's a look at the split right there, and Giotto is 29 hundredths inside the world record split by Vanderpool in the 5K. And Snellick doing a very nice job sticking somewhere in the vicinity of Giotto. And here's the world record split of Vanderpool, 3:10.25, and Giotto is just outside of it for the first time by 3/10. 28.94. Well, now we'll check the comparative times against not only Vanderpool's world record, but more importantly, Eitrim's split here at the 3,000, because Giotto is over that, and he's 3:39.49. He is 0.6 ahead of where Eitrim was at this stage of the race a moment ago. Here comes Giotto, 4 laps to come, 1,600 meters, glides over the line at 4:08.53. He's 2,300 hundredths ahead now of the time set by Eitrim. And Snellick at 4:09.82. And Snellick right now is about 3 seconds ahead of the pace set by Casey Dawson at that stage, but again, Dawson went very quick down the stretch. We'll check Giotto, a 29.2. He is slipped behind Eitrim. And this now is getting tight, because not only is Giotto slipping a bit, but Bo Snellick is closing on him. Coming up on 2 laps to go. Giotto strays a bit. This will be an interesting split. Giotto still outside the number by about 0.3 of a second, and Snellick picks up a hair, still about a second behind. Lap and a half to go. So Giotto is going to finish up this last lap in the inner. He will hear the bell in a moment. Snellick not giving up. Eitram is just right now a bystander. And right now, Eitram still has the lead. Giotto at 29-7. Here comes Mo Snellick. They will have one more crossover here, Snellick and Giotto. And they are coming very close together. Oh, a late swerve away by Snellick. That may cost him some time. Giotto around the final corner. 6:04.74, the number for Eitram. Giotto is going to win this pair. Will he win gold in Milwaukee? No. Giotto finishes second, and Snellick does get up barely to pip Dawson off of the podium. Sander Eitram gold, Giotto silver, and Snellick will finish third, 1900ths ahead of Casey Dawson of the United States. Crossover. Those two are coming side by side, and Snellick had to quickly take an escape mechanism as you see kind of Giotto grab his lower right back a bit as he slides through. And there is your Milwaukee World Cup champion, Sander Eitram. Third time in his career he claims gold in the 5K. Track record time 6:04.74. So they have readjusted the times. And there's the official results. Eitram gold, Giotto silver, Snellick bronze, and now by 27/100ths, Casey Dawson of the United States. Great race, great finish, just off the podium, finishing fourth. And the rest of the results. Lubino finishing seventh. A quality finish for him. The second page, Bergsma, a few hours before he turns 39, a 12th place finish for Jort Bergsma. So we will take a little bit of a break as they resurface the ice after a lot of wear and tear of the men's 5,000. There's your gold medalist in Milwaukee in the 5K, Sander Eitram. We will come back and we'll pick up the pace. The women's and the men's 1,000 meter will close out day one in Milwaukee. Last pair on the men's side, the last race we'll see tonight, Jordan Stolz of suburban Milwaukee. Can he make it 20 straight World Cup golds? Those fans want to know. 1,000 meters will kick off with the women in about 17 minutes time. Stay tuned from Milwaukee.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the victory ceremony for the ISU World Cup Women's 3,000 meters. ISU representative Ms. Sawana Silpa Archa will present medals, and 5-time Olympic gold medalist Eric Heighton will present the Wisconsin Cheesehead, donated by the Green Bay Packers Give Back Foundation and Track Record Prize. Carrying the awards are James Rebecki from the Wisconsin Speed Skating Club and Maddie Schliesting from Dash. Our bronze medalist this evening, representing the Netherlands, Joy Boyna. The silver medalist, representing Norway this evening, Ragna Vigeland. And our gold medalist this evening, representing Italy, Francesca Lollobrigida. Congratulations, Francesca. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, our congratulations for the ISU World Cup Women's 3,000 meters winners and the medalists. With the bronze medal this evening, representing the Netherlands, Bo Schnelling. Silver medalist representing Italy, David Giotto. And the gold medalist in the men's 5,000 meters, representing Norway, Sander Adrian. Two-minute warning. Next up, we have the women's 1,000 meters. Two-minute warning.
World Cup Milwaukee off to a blazing start. We welcome you back inside the Pettit National Ice Center. Sana Reitram, Francesca Lollobrigida claiming the distance races to kick off Milwaukee's first World Cup hosting events in about 2 decades. And now we move now to a quicker paced event that will have everybody buzzing over the next hour or so. The 1,000 meter on the women's and the men's side. Look at the current World Cup standings at the 1,000 meter distance. Miho Takagi of Japan, unblemished at this distance over the course of the year, 3 for 3. Jutta Leerdam and the Dutch sensation teenager, Angel Dalaman, round out the top 3. There's a look at the start list. We'll see Takagi coming up in the final pair. Leerdam and Dalaman will match up together, and we open things up with the first of 3 Americans. Mia Manganello. Third in the B division today in the women's 3,000. She's had a busy day. And here's Rin Kosaka, 23-year-old from Japan, out of the B division last week in Calgary at the 1,000. Finished 10th last week in the Bs and up to the A's anyway, ranked number 29. And away we go. The women's 1,000 meter underway. Manganello and Kosaka, 2.5 laps. We'll see Vanessa Herzog, Suzanne Schulten, Brittany Bowe, Antoinette Rittman Young, Leerdam, Dalaman, Getz, Takagi. Big field. 3 of the top 10, though, by rankings are not in this race. Han, Morisawa, Yamada, all outs. We could see some new blood on the podium potentially here in the women's 1,000. Look at Manganello coming right at you in the outer. Kosaka on the inner. Manganello, 2-time Olympian, took bronze In 2018 in the team pursuit, last lap for Manganello and Kosaka. Brittany Bowe, the world record holder and the track record holder. Bowe will be in pair 8. We'll check on the pair 1 leading time. We're in Kosaka. And Manganello getting some cheers from the United States fans, and it is Manganello, 1:16.94. So Manganello doesn't look terribly enthralled with that time. Long day it has been for her, though. Again, she was in the B division of the women's 3,000 meter. That was, I believe, the very first events in Milwaukee today. Out of the 1,000 meter opening pair, 1:16.94. Nice applause for the 35-year-old, again, who retired after she did not make the Olympic team in 2010, was out of the sport for about 6 years, came back, finally made the Olympics in 18 and again in 22. Pair 2, Sofia Thorpe Prosvernova. Formerly representing Russia, now a citizen of Denmark. Married her husband, the long tracker Victor Thorpe, a couple of years ago. Isabel Van Elst out of the B division last week. Just the 3rd World Cup event for Prosvernova so far this year. Did not race in Nagano to begin the World Cup season, but hard training overseas and also trains a lot here in the United States. And there's Prosvernova in the red and the whites. Out at 18:24 with her opener. Van Elst 18:36. Prosvernova, very accomplished short tracker, Olympic medalist, Olympian several times. Now adapting to the long track. There's the bell. Prosvernova 27:59. Van Elst 27:60. This has been tight since the opening gun. Prosvernova trying to cement herself more firmly at the A division level. It'd be in her best interest to win this pair to do so. This will be tight across the ice. Prosvernova on the right, Van Elst on the left, and Van Elst with a late surge gets there first, 1:15.81. Prosvernova 1:16.14. So Van Elst 2 pairs in, your leader. Of technical issues that can cost you several hundreds here, several hundreds there. And a lot to dissect right there for Van Elst, but she carries through the line in 1:15.81. Now ready for pair 3. And Marit Flederus, the 23-year-old from the Netherlands. And it is Sophia Scholz from Germany right there. Scholz was in the A division last week, finished 13th. Flederus, part of the World Junior Team Sprint Championship. Took bronze in the 1,000. She's been on 3 World Cup podiums on the senior level for the Netherlands, all part of their team sprint squads. And out in 17:84. Flederus leading into that first corner. Stays low to the ice. Flederus 23-year-old at 27-17 right now in front, pacing ahead of Van Elst. Federer is up from the B division and looking good to stay. Back straight. And spinning out the turn, the home stretch for Fletterus. 115.81, your current leader through a couple of pairs. Fletterus will get easily beneath that and drops below 115. 114.98. About a half second off of her personal best. 10 pairs in this women's 1,000, ready for pair number 4. Nice ovation from Arts. Out of pair 4. Two teammates from Poland. Angelika Wojcik took silver in the 500 in Calgary last week. And Karolina Wojcik. These two skaters ranked inside the top 20. Wojcik last week's 6th place finish in the 1,000. Playing by Miho Takagi. Leerdemann Hahn rounded out the podium. Wojcik 17.80 to open. Out of the corner, 1 lap to go, and the white armband is Angelika Wojcik, 27.88 on that lap. Wojcik goes to it, 27.63. Both off the lead of Fletterus. Intriguing next pair is set with Yukina Yoshida and Vanessa Herzog. And to the line in 115.82. That's good for 3rd in this stage for Angelika Wojcik. 115.82. Fletterus was 114.98, so off by almost a second. So 4 pairs down. Out of pair 3. Fletterus of the Netherlands still on top. Van Elst and Wojcik. 1, 2, 3. So here comes one of the breakout stars in the women's sprint this year. Yukina Yoshida, just 22 years old now. Took her first 2 individual World Cup podiums. Both golds, though, in the 500. Nagano at Beijing. And Vanessa Herzog, the 29-year-old world champion from Austria. Second week in a row that Herzog and Yoshida are in the same pair. They raced side by side in the 1,000 last week in Calgary. Herzog ranked number 16, trying to work herself back into top 10 shape. 17.91 for Yoshida, 17.92 for Herzog. Yoshida bursting on the scene at the first couple of World Cup stops this year. Took out Jutta Leerdam at Boskap in Beijing. There's the bell. Herzog 45-27, still off the pace by about a quarter second. Needs to claim that to get on top of Flederus here. Back straight for Herzog. Yoshida will finish on the inner. And Herzog bleeding some time, and Yoshida on the inner gets past her and will be up in a second position at this stage, a 1:15.18. Herzog's final lap, 30.67. Yeah, that takes her fully out of contention. It's a driving finish by Yukino Yoshida. Second position at this stage. And there is Flederus, your leader, halfway through the field. Get out of the sixth pair. Ayala Seto, 28 years old, representing Japan for the gold medal Olympic team pursuit squad for Japan back in 18. And Beatrice Lamarche, 26-year-old Canadian. Brittany Bowe has the track record of 1:13.63, and that was set about 3 years ago. And nobody has buzzed the track record so far in this women's 1,000. Things about to get quicker on the back half of the draw. Lamarche goes out in 18:15. Sato 18:19. Flederus was 17:84. Final lap, 1/100 separates Ayala Sato and Beatrice Lamarche. They are almost a full second off the pace. Final corner. Sato will take the pair and move into third position. Lamarche bleeds about a second slower last lap than Ayala's. 1:15.44. So that will move Van Elst down into fourth position. Yoshida remains second. Flederus still on top. 4 pairs left. In case you're wondering, Flederus has not claimed an individual World Cup medal over her career. 3 times been on the podium with the Dutch team sprints. Pair number 7, Suzanne Schulting, having a lot of success now on the long track. And Natalia Jabierzik, 23-year-old from Poland. Finished third in the 500-meter race of the European All-Rounds a couple of weeks ago. Schulting is getting better and better. We know she has speed. We know she can handle corners just on the 400-meter oval. Just improving by the events. She's been on some podiums, European Championships. Was on the podium twice in the 1,000 to 2 running. She finished bronze both times behind Jutta Leerdam and Femke Kok. Schulting goes out in the 18:05 though. 1/5 of a second behind. Schulting is those long, loping for Schulten. 45-65, 4,500s up on Jabierzik in this pair, but still well off the pace set by Flederus. Schulten will have to kick it in to take down this pair. On the inner, that left hand almost went down by Schulten. Lost a bit of balance and some time. And here comes Jabierzik, and she will win the pair over Schulten, but still just good for a third place position at this moment. 115.35. Schulten lucky to get inside 116. So 3 pairs to go, and Flederus still in front. Again, Flederus B division last week in the 1,000. Finished 3rd. So you get up to the A division, put out an excellent time. So there are the current standings. Flederus the only one to get beneath 115. So now we get to 6 of the 7 top-ranked skaters in the 1,000. That includes the world and track record holder from the United States, Brittany Bowe. And matched up against the 4-time European all-around champion, Antoinette Riepma-de-Jong. Bowe had a 5th place finish last week in Calgary. Knows this ice like the back of her hand. Clean start. Bowe set the track record 3 years ago of 113.63. She holds the world record that's held for almost 6 years of 111.61. And Bowe, a determined start. Not normally the quickest in the opener of the 200, but she goes 17.89. That's really good for Brittany. Riepma-de-Jong, 18.05. Now can Bowe sustain it? This is her distance. Bowe will finish this race in the inner. She will hear the bell with Riepma-de-Jong. And it is Bowe at 45.24 right now, a tight second. Flederus closed in 29.9. We'll see what Bowe can bring. And Riepma-de-Jong making a move as well as they take care of the final crossover on the back straight. So Riepma-de-Jong on the left, Brittany Bowe on the right. Flederus right now your leader, 114.9. And here comes Brittany Bowe. Right arm is swinging, driving around the corner. Bowe with the lead. Here's the number, and Bowe's in front. A 28.99 last lap for Bowe. 114.23, and Brittany Bowe in the lead. And Riepma-de-Jong right behind her. So Brittany Bowe, your new leader. Riepma-de-Jong, 2,100 behind Bowe. Flederus shifted to 3rd. 2 pairs to go. Now Takagi won gold in the 1,000 last week in Calgary in 113.10. Again, that ice appears a little bit faster than here in Milwaukee. Higher altitude. For Bowe, a nice salute. You never know. I mean, who knows? This is first time in 20 years Milwaukee's hosting the World Cup. You don't know how many more races that Brittany Bowe have a chance to skate here in Milwaukee. Soak it all in. Here is Jutta Leerdam, European sprint champion for the 3rd time. Silver last week in Calgary. The number 2 ranked 1,000-meter skater. And here is Angel Dalaman, the 17-year-old from the Netherlands. Already ranked number 3 in the 1,000. And Dalaman got it her first. Couple of senior. Oh, and Dalaman going down on the inside. That's Jutta Leerdam. And that leaves Angel Dalaman on the ice. Leerdam goes down, and she's out. And let's hope that she's all right. I don't know that Dalaman knew that she went down. She does now. There's nobody drafting. 1809 for Dalaman. And the urging for the 17-year-old. Well, what happened with Jutta Leerland? A bit off balance, got out ahead of her blades and went down in a heap. So now it is all about, there is Jutta Leerland about to be passed on the inside. Leerland just kind of waltzing around the ice, staying out of the way. Dalaman right now, quarter second off the leaders. A 1:14.23 is the time for Brittany Bowe. Jutta Leerland is out. Here comes Dalaman. Finishing in the outer. Bowe's time looks to be safe. It is a 1:15.01 for Dalaman. And Leerland will simply coast around the ice to at least clock an official time. Well, what a disappointing start to her weekend in Milwaukee. If there's any upside, it looks like she's physically fine. We'll go back and you see on the right side of your screen, that is Jutta Leerland, a little bit off balance and just kind of lost the right blade. Went down, head dropped, just kind of clipped the toe of the blade, didn't she? And that left the ice solely to the 17-year-old Dalaman. So one pair to go. And Dalaman not happy with the result. She's in fourth with one pair left. Bright future, though, for Angel Dalaman. There's Leerland, rubbing that right arm, elbow area. And they will fix the ice as well, where she went down. So getting the ice prepared, and then still the head shaking of Jutta Leerland. Salty beginning to her weekend in Milwaukee. Jutta Leerland, second rank in the 1,000 this year. Second to Takagi in the 1,000 last week. The European Sprint Champions a few weeks ago. I mean, she's been on 3 or 4 podiums of the World Cup this year. Just a cool down after an early fall for Leerland. So now to the final pair. Right now is Brittany Bowe on top for the U.S. Rietma de Jong second. Flitterus on the bubble at 1:14.98. And it's Kimi Getz of the United States against Miho Takagi of Japan. And Takagi here in the 1,000. Unbeaten this year. Will that remain a fact here in a minute and a half? So off we go. It has been 3 years since Brittany Bowe has claimed a World Cup gold in the 1,000. She's in the lead with this final pair trying to chase her. Kimi Getz to the U.S. Takagi goes out in 17.91. Takagi perfect so far this year. Nearly invincible at the 1,000 and 1,500 over the last couple of years. But Bowe on this Milwaukee ice put down a 1:14.23. Let's check this lap time. Takagi 26.79. She picked up about 0.6 on Bowe on that first full lap. So Takagi in front by about a half second. And down the back straight. Miho Takagi trying to remain perfect at the 1,000 this World Cup year. Brittany Bowe's time is in the crosshairs. Takagi navigating the final quarter. Bowe's time is 1:14.23. Takagi easily gets it done. She remains unbeaten in the 1,000. World Cup champ in Milwaukee. And Takagi 4 for 4 this year at the 1,000. So Miho Takagi gets it down and takes down Brittany Bow's track record in the process. A 1:13.56. Brittany Bow silver. Rita DeYoung will win the bronze in the 1,000. And came through in those last two full laps. 26.7, 28.8. Bow in 27.3, 28.9. So picked up about 0.7 of a second after Bow got her on the opener by about 0.2. Track record of Bow taken down by Miho Takagi. Brittany Bow will be on the podium, wins silver here in Milwaukee. Terrific effort. That was the best we've seen Bow look in a while. And her start was very good, very quick, put her in line, carried the speed. She beat everybody but one. That one right there, Miho Takagi. Final results, track record of Takagi. Beating Bow's track record by 7/100ths. Silver to Brittany Bow. Bronze to Antoinette Rita DeYoung. Gets fourth. Flederus, a great event tonight, finishing fifth. Daliman sixth. And the rest of the field here, the women's 1,000. Leardom will be at the bottom of page 2. Again, she went down a handful of meters into her race. She did finish. She will get the 20th place points. So the results for the women's 1,000. So one more event to go here in Milwaukee. The updated World Cup standings, 60 points for each win. 60 times 4 is 240, the number for Takagi. She has not been beaten. Brittany Bow now jumps over Leardom and Daliman in a second place. Leardom with that fall drops to fourth. She just keeps winning. 30-year-old. Job done every single time. And now this, what looks to be sold-out crowd in Milwaukee is awaiting the final event of the night. And for a lot of these fans, they've been waiting several hours for this moment. The men's 1,000 meter, which will see Zach Stoppamore, native of Des Moines, Iowa. Cooper McLeod, native of Kirkland, Washington. But Jordan Stolz of Wisconsin. Stolz grew up about 45 minutes north of Milwaukee in Kewaskum, Wisconsin, which is a small village of maybe 4,000 people. Grew up on a farmland with a pond in his backyard. That's where Stolz started his skates. Less than 2 years old, the last time a World Cup event was held here at the Pettit National Ice Center. But a teenage Olympian for Team USA. Now he's a world record holder, a world champion half a dozen times over. And he is on a World Cup winning streak that is basically unprecedented. He has won 19 straight World Cup races. More on that a little bit later, but his last loss was over a calendar year ago. He's 3 for 3 at the 1,000 this year. Yenning de Bow, though, getting close to Stolz. You go back to last week in Calgary. De Bow finished 1,500ths behind. Kjeld Naus is still putting up some really challenging times. Regular podiums for Naus. But coming out of the break for the North American skaters and the Asian skaters, Back on the ice last week in Calgary. That's generally that week where you don't quite know where you are on the competitive ledger. Now you go back-to-back weeks, and we see Stoles matching up with McLeod, his teammate, in the final pair. DeBow will go prior to him in pair 9, Naus in 8. But, you know, you saw Stoles again earn 3 goals last week. Pressure, he's handled it in every facet, in every location, in every possible way. So will he face more pressure because he's here in Milwaukee racing as the face of the sport globally? Doubtful. You know, he's had many other opportunities for pressure to really get at him, but it has not been the case, which is the case with the greats of any sport. I would imagine we'll see Stoles thrive on it here in Milwaukee. Opening pair. These two both out of the B division last week. David Bosa of Italy, 2-time Olympian. Andrew Dombeck of Germany. Bosa won the B division last week in Calgary. Dombeck finished second. Clean start, first of 10 pairs. Ning Zhongyan, along with Kojima, not here this week in Milwaukee. Those are 2 of the top 10. Ning is actually ranked number 4. Kojima 8th. 1656 for both Bosa and Dombeck. A couple of World Cup podiums in the 1,000 for Bosa over his career. The last one was last year in Salt Lake City. Currently he's ranked 25th. Bosa in the blue skin suit on the left side of your screen. And the bell rings. Finally, a little bit of separation between these two. Bosa 41-42, 800s on top. Bosa the only Italian in this men's 1,000-meter field. Bosa got a feeling at that left leg coming around the corner, losing his form a bit, and he lost some serious time. Dombeck, 107.98. Bosa had some issues coming around that last corner. I don't know if it was with his leg or his equipment or balance. Yeah, right there, he's grabbing that left thigh, wincing as he got to the line. Dombeck takes the pair. So out of the second pair. Only skater from China, Lian Jiwen. And Connor Howe, who raced in his home city last week in Calgary. Won World Cup gold in the 1500 in Heerenveen a couple of years ago. Howe, 24 years old. Mentioned everybody really coming out, not just to see the American athletes in great speed skating, but certainly a lot coming out to see Jordan Stoles. During one of those resurfacing breaks here in Milwaukee, did see a photo posted for the 3 American greats. Bonnie Blair, Eric Heiden, Dan Jansen, all in attendance tonight in Milwaukee to watch all of these skaters catch up with coaches. And also to see the Americans and also Jordan Stoles chase even more history, rewriting it with every race. Leon on the right of your screen, ranked just outside the top 20. The 14th place finish last week in Calgary. Connor Howe will tip him at the finish. A 1:08.10 for Connor Howe. Just a little bit shy of what we saw Dombeck put up a moment ago. 2 pairs deep. Dombeck with a 107.98. About a half second off his personal best. A reminder coming up on day 2 tomorrow. B divisions of the first run into the women's and men's 500 and the 1500. Then when we come on the air, the A division of the 500s and the 1500. Short schedule tomorrow. And then the program comes a little bit longer on Sunday. Team pursuits. The second race into the 500 mass starts, and then mixed relay will close it out. So check your local listings and the start times where you are. Pair 3. Germany, Stefan Emily against Matthias Voste of Belgium. That's the third pair here in the men's 1,000. Emily, no World Cup medals yet on his resume. He represented Germany in inline skating for several years. Voste, a Belgian Olympian back in Pyeongchang in 2018. Voste, a 25.08 full lap. 41.83 thus far. 32nd off the pace. And at the finish, it will be Stefan Emily of Germany, 108.61. Dombeck 3 pairs deep, still in front. See Dombeck still on top, 107.98. Emily 5th, Voste 6th. Pair 4, Moritz Klein, 24-year-old from Germany. And from the United States in Des Moines, Iowa, there's Zach Stoppelmoor. Ranked number 16. Fans to their feet as Stoppelmoor takes the ice. Stoppelmoor's personal best is 108. If he beats it here tonight, he'll likely have the lead. Dombeck went 107.98. Stoppelmoor opens in the outer. He has the red armband on his right arm, and he goes out in 16.51, fastest so far. Leaning hard into that outer corner. Now he'll draft off of Klein. We'll check the lap time here of Stoppelmoor. Dombeck's first full lap was 24.9. Stoppelmoor goes 24.97. Still in contention to take the lead here after 4 pairs. Zach Stoppelmoor. Swinging that right arm hard, trying to drive the last ounces of energy here on the back straight. Spinning out of the turn, Stoppelmoor. He'll finish in the outer. Here comes Klein. Klein has caught him and gets past Stoppelmoor, and Moritz Klein, a 108.65, but neither in the top 5 at this stage. Stoppelmoor, a 27.51 final lap. Out hard, speed waning though in the final 400 for Stoppamore. You can sense these fans the closer we get to the bottom of the draw sheet of the men's 1,000. The energy building. Pair 5. Three-time Olympic medalist Kim Min-suk, now representing Hungary. And Joop Wennemars, 22-year-old from the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Back on a pair 1, still on top of the standings here. This is pair 5. Wennemars in the blue and orange. Kim, the seasoned veteran, despite being just 25 years old. Yet to really see him at his best here over most of this campaign. Wennemars goes out in 16:55. He'll get a tight draft off to Kim on that cross. Angles around the corner. Wennemars at 24:76. He's in good shape. 2/10 to the good. They carry it through the final lap and take the lead. Wennemars, one of the younger, capable Dutch sprinters. 22-year-old out of this final quarter. Here comes Kim Min-suk on the end. And Kim is going to get him on that corner as well, and he's your new leader. A 107.82 for Kim Min-suk. And that's about 1,800s off of his personal best. Kim finished 10th last week in the 1,000 in Calgary. Maybe starting to put things together a bit. 26-second final lap. Just looking at the racers so far. It's the fastest final lap of anybody so far. 26 flat. So Dahlbeck second, and Wennemars third overall. We're halfway through the draw. And now we get to our final 2 skaters ranked outside the top 10. Damian Jurek, 25-year-old from Poland. World bronze, the 500 last year. And here's Laurent Dubray, back healthy after an issue in Beijing and had a nice return. Finished 11th though last week in Calgary for this Olympic silver medalist in the 1,000. Dubray fighting through that injury, back at 100%. Tries to cobble it all together here in Milwaukee and at least give it time for the other skaters to follow to shoot for. And Dubray goes out in a brisk 16:10. Jurek 16:18. So these two both taking it out extremely hard. Dubray swings wide out of that corner. 40-68. Dubray still in front. Doing about 2/10 faster in that first full lap than Kim did a moment ago as Jordan Stolz is getting ready on the infield. And out of the final corner, will Dubray maintain the velocity and the speed? Here comes Jurek on the inner. Across the ice, Jurek noses ahead, stretches and beats him, but neither takes down the time. Dubray faltered down the stretch. Jurek a 108.05. So Kim still in the lead. That will move Jurek into third position. Dubray 7th. 4 pairs left. now pair 7. The number 9 ranked 1,000-meter skater, Tetsuya Shinhama. And the number 10, Taiyo Nonomura. Same pair as last week in the 1,000. Shinhama finished 7th overall.
Go to the start.
False start. A whistle about 4 or 5 paces from the start line, and they're going to nail Nonomura. See that red flag extended over the ice indicates the skater in the red armband in the outer. Blair Toblin of Canada is your starter. Shiharu Nozaki is the referee from Japan for this race.
False start, other lane, crossing the line. Go to the start. Red.
Clean start this time. Away they go. Shinhama in the inner and Nonomura in the outer. And your leader is Kim Min-suk at 107.82. And again, Kim went out in 17 flat, not terribly fast, but he picked it up down the stretch. We just saw Dubray and Zura go out really fast, and they both faded down the stretch. Shinhama 16.38, Nonomura 1900s behind him. The leader is 107.82. Stoltz won it last week in Calgary, 105.9. So this ice not as fast as what we saw in Calgary last week. Have seen some track records. 25 flat for Nonomura on that full lap. He's at 41.6. He's 1800s in the lead. And you can hear his coach say, one more lap. One more big lap. Might give Nonomura an outside shot at a medal here. Comes out of the final corner, and Nonomura will hit the line. Oh, no, not at all. 26.88. That last lap was not there, was it? He's in 9th. Hard fade for Taiyo. And so it remains Kim, Dombeck, Zurich. First, second, and third. 3 pairs left. Well, now we get to an Olympic champion in this next pair. And he has been rounding into form. Kjell Naus took bronze in the 1,000 last week behind Stolz de Bo. There's Martin Lieve, 6th last week. And here's Naus, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 35 years of age. And Kjell still extremely competitive for podium spots week after week. And a false start. Boy, sounded like a little noise in the background, didn't it? It's like a toot or a whistle in the background. False start charged against Kjell. Always leads to a little bit of anxiety, maybe not so much for the skaters, but for the coaches once that false start is applied against the field.
False start, other lane. Go to the start.
Clean start this time. Kale Naus on the left side of your screen. Martin Lieb in the blue skin suit on the inner. Let's see how hard Naus goes out in the opening 200 meters here. We've seen low 17s, we've seen low 16s. We split the difference right there. Naus goes 16.4, Lieb 16.5. Martin Lieb, he's got some credentials on his resume as well. European of the silvers and the Euros a couple of years ago in the 500. Now it's a 24-7. Naus right now pacing toward the lead. 41-14 for Naus. Now Kim closed in 26 flats. Let's see where Naus is. He's basically all alone on that final back straight. So here comes Naus. 107.82 is Kim Min-suk's time. Naus straightens up, tries for the finish, and does take the lead by 3,800. So 107.44 for Kale Naus. Martin Lieb, a 109.2. So Kale Naus in position for at least another podium. Let's see how that time holds up. 2 pairs to go, and the 2 sprinters in the world who are in absolute pristine form are about to go back to back. But Naus at least puts up a formidable number. In his mind, he probably feels it won't be good enough, but you never know. So 107.44, and now we get to Yenning DeBow, who all he wants to do now is beat Jordan Stolz. And he's been very close. 1,500 separated him from Stolz last week, and he will match up against Tim Prince, who finished just off the podium last week in the 1,000. DeBow in the wide armband. Starts in the outer. Remember, last week, his first full lap was 23.92, which is supersonic fast. We'll check the open for DeBow and Prince, 16.19, 16.20. Now let's watch this lap for DeBow. Is it anything close to what he did last week in Calgary? But going down is Prince. And that leaves DeBow on the ice by himself. Prince goes down into the pads. And that might impact the race here for DeBow. Let's check the time on this lap. It's a 24.34 for DeBow. Plenty good. And he's trying to put a time down that will finally beat Jordan Stolz. But DeBow will have to do it by himself. DeBow approaching the final corner. And around the inner corner, here comes Yenning DeBow. He'll put a time down for Stolz. Naus is in at 107.44, and DeBow is in at 107.33. And there's your leader. So DeBow, again, puts down a leading time with 1 pair to go. And there's the target for Jordan Stolz. And what happened with Tim Prince? We saw Jutta Leerdam go down in the women's 1,000 when she caught a toe blade. Not exactly sure what happened with Prince, but he is just now finishing the race. So you've seen a couple of false starts and now a fall. Just a wipeout by Prince, off balance. Didn't look like he caught anything. That's the reaction you get. Let's watch him. Yeah, just collapse that inside leg. Down he went to the yes. Displeased. A little peek back there. Prince, I think, was looking back at that spot where he fell. I don't know if it was an ice issue. They're ready to take a look at it. So this will delay a bit the final pair, which is Jordan Stolz. They will repair the ice. They'll get the signage back in place, put the padding where it needs to be for safety purposes. But yeah, as Prinz came by that same spot again, he gave that ice an evil look, didn't he? Stolz, meanwhile, will take an extra moment. Jane and Dirk, Stolz' parents, from Kewaskum, Wisconsin, 44 miles north of where we are in Milwaukee. He was 18 months old when the last World Cup was here. 2 decades later, the age of 20, he's being compared to the all-time greats. From wobbling on blades in his backyard pond to the undisputed superstar of the sport, there he is, Jordan Stolz, speed skating's showstopper. 19 consecutive World Cup victories for Jordan Stolz, trying to round it to 20, and Yenny Nebo, the leader, at 107.33. There's 20 in the cards for Stolz. He will open in the outer against Cooper McLeod, teammate from Team USA. And the fans all standing in Milwaukee. Stolz opens at a 16:02. Stolz in the yellow armband now will draft off of McLeod, who went out in 16:33. Now DeBoe's first full lap was 24:3. If Stolz is anywhere close to that, he's going to be in great position, because Stolz is known for his closing speed. Let's check the time on the lap for Stolz. It's 24:28. It's faster than DeBoe. And Stolz, if he has gas in the tank, is going to make this 20 straight World Cup gold. Here comes Stolz down the back straight, in front of his family, his friends, and in his home rink, 40 miles from home where he grew up. Here's Jordan Stolz looking for 20 straight World Cup wins. 107.33 to beat. He does it easily. Track record Stolz breaking his own. A 106.16. He beats DeBoe by over a second. The legend keeps growing. 20 straight World Cup wins for the 20-year-old from Kewaskum, Wisconsin, and the showstopper of the speed skating world. And as close as DeBoe has been to Stolz over the last few races, this was an absolute rout. That's a wow. That is a wow. Cooper McLeod, meanwhile, 4th place finish, a personal best for him. Great race. He'll remember this one. Stolz opened in 16:02. He went 24:28 and then 25:86. Track record breaking his own. Look at that whopping disparity between Stolz and DeBoe. 1.17 seconds in a 1,000-meter race. Naus, bronze. And again, Bonnie Blair, Eric Heiden, Dan Jansen, all here. Pressure on his home ice. What pressure? Standing room only crowd to watch him. Not a problem. And Jordan Stolz has run his winning streak in World Cup events to 20. We'll see Stolz over the course of the weekend in the 500s and the 1,500, and see if the legacy continues to grow. Don't you wish you had a day in the life of this magnificent athlete? Just to feel like it for one day for all of us. To be not just the best in the world, but it's a no contest right now between Stolz and number 2. And worth the wait for the fans. The last pair of the last event their chance to see more history from that young man, Jordan Stoltz. Again, he started skating when he was a young boy on a pond in his family's backyard up north in Milwaukee, by about 45, 50 minutes, small village named Kewaskum. 4,000 and change the population. Who knew that Kewaskum, Wisconsin, 2 decades ago would spawn perhaps the greatest speed skater the world has ever seen. Those chapters remain to be written. But the preamble has already been set. Stoltz makes all these Wisconsin fans forget about the Packers, forget about the Badgers. Who? They're all about Jordan Stoltz witnessing magic. Well, that will wrap up day one here in Milwaukee. Worth the 2-decade wait for these Wisconsin fans, for these Packer fans, and now for the Jordan Stoltz fans. A quick recap. Women's side, Miho Takagi wins the 1,000 again. She remains perfect. American Brittany Bowe, silver. Francesca Lollobrigida claims the 3,000 meter on the women's side, her first gold since giving birth to her son Tommaso about a year and a half ago. Sander Eitrim wins the men's 5,000 meter. David Giotti, who set a world record in the 10K last week, finishes silver. And in the men's 1,000, a 20th straight World Cup gold medal for American Jordan Stoltz. Yenning DeBow, silver. Kiel Naus, the bronze. We'll go downstairs for the victory ceremony. And again, tomorrow, we'll kick off with the women's and men's 500, then the women's and men's 1,500. Sunday, team pursuits. Second running of the 500, the mass start, and the mixed relays. Here's your victory ceremony for the women's and men's thousands. Thank you for watching. Patrick Keeney saying good night from Milwaukee.
World Cup Women's 1,000 meters. ISU representative Ms. Silpa Archa will present medals, and 4-time Olympian and gold medalist Dana Jansen will present the Wisconsin Cheesehead and Track Record Prize. Carrying the awards are Elena Bickley from Dash and Davin Noe from the Wisconsin Speed Skating Wall. The bronze medalist representing the Netherlands,
think it's something like 30. Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the ISU World Cup Men's 1,000 meters. ISU representative Ms. Sawana Silva Archa will present medals, and four-time Olympian and gold medalist Dan Jansen will present the Wisconsin Cheesehead and track record prize. Carrying the awards are Lana Fickley from Dash and David No from the Wisconsin Speed Skating Club. Our bronze medalists representing the Netherlands, Kelly Newis.
Yeah, nice. Thank you very much. It's an honor.
The silver medalist representing the Netherlands, Jenny de Waal. And your gold medalist representing the USA and a new track record in the Penn Center of 106.16, your men's 1,000 meter champion, Jordan Stones.
You're forgetting something.
Ladies and gentlemen, our congratulations for the ISU World Cup men's 1,000 meter winners and the medalists. A big thanks to DJ Stretch for keeping the energy high all evening long. And of course, I'm Lance Allen, sports director for CBS 58. It's been a pleasure to bring you.
Look fast.
Yeah, that was pretty fast.
Yeah.
The start was incredible. As soon
Yeah.
as I saw you off the line, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler's next to me. Did you see that? He wiped it up. He wiped it with the Cooper's lane.
Yeah. Did it go into his lane? Yeah.
I said, he wanted to clear it out. He wasn't getting his lane.
Yeah.
He wanted a solid.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never heard the place that loud.
No.
That was crazy.
Did they like only cheer for me and not for the? It sounded like when DeVoe and nobody cheered.
Not as much.
But yeah.
Not nearly as much. All the Americans.
Yeah.